I feel like I need to get a thing to say here to open the show. Like when the Pulp Show starts, Steve always has to go, yeah, at the beginning. Yeah, welcome everybody. You know, like I need my thing, man. Man. How'd y'all do? Hussa, dude. Give me 1 second. I'm almost with y'all, I promise. Alright, sup. Well, that sucked. Johnny Go Blue, you know what didn't suck today? Me. This time. I got it, y'all. We did it. We did. I saw Grandpa on Grandpa crying this evening. Paul, hi. Let me get through the welcomes. What's up, guys? Ron Dog. We got Chief King in here. Brian B. Brandon McNabb. Colby Morris. Craig. Mike Tiller. Zach Harper, what's up, guys? It's good to see you. Yeah, what a race, right? I got what I needed out of this round, so y'all can be mad all you want, but I will take my points to the bank. Come on, Marks, you gotta update this. I need to know. I need to know. Everest High, hop along. What's up? Not 268. I'm interested to see. Tell me what your scores are. Let's start this how it is. Tell me how you did, how it went. That's what's important. I want to know. Let's break down just how thick it was in the middle, because I feel like the difference from me breaking top 1000 at 280 and then somebody in like 260s is going to be way behind me. I feel like it's going to be there's that many people in the middle. So let me know. Anstey looked bad all day, Brian. I don't know what was up. Like all three mains, he just was nowhere. Damn, Johnny Go, that would have been nice. 258 could change. Craig, do you have Friese? Is that what you're saying? 250 gets you 5,607. Is that overall, Harper, or is that championship rank? Pound, did you score 8 or you're in 8th? I need more. 290 for 630. So only 10 points between me and you're 300 spots better than me. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. 248, yeah. Hell yeah, love to see it. What's up, guys? I'm drinking this is Mio. I pretty much make Kool-Aid out of Mio. It's way more flavorful than your average flavored water. 254, Renegade Revival. ASND, what's up? ASND, did you change your name on Instagram by chance? Oh. Come on, Marks. Get it updated now. We'll see. I always feel like he's probably got he might be waiting. Because if there is word from the AMA that they might be handing down a punishment, then I know that in the past, they waited until they got the certified results to post up the final official whatever. So we'll wait for that. I will get. Does anybody have a link by chance to even an Instagram of the Friese? I'll look for it, of the Friese. Of the Friese Craig thing, because I want to talk about that a lot. I wanted to talk to you guys about Vince Friese tonight anyway, but not what you think I want to talk to you about. There we go. I got it. Let's get this pulled up here. I wish I could full screen. Can I full? I can kind of full screen, but then you guys wouldn't see it. But we need to look at this. Like, I feel like we need to look at this and dissect it together, I think. You know what I mean? Like, we need to dissect. I'm going to put out a video tomorrow. Fun fact. I'd call it a sponsor, but it's more like they paid for ads. I got a sponsor for some videos to run on the RotoMoto page, this very page right now. So if you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe, please. That'd be cool. And when you see the videos, the next couple videos, make sure you give them that little extra spice if you could, because it will be good. It'll be good for me. I need that extra little bit. It's cool. You guys will see. It'll be a surprise. I don't want to say it till it's done. We're giving away the AC plate. It's right over here to my left. I have a shirt. I have the shirt to debut for you guys. For the Patreon factory backers. Something to do. Craig was so fast. I bet he was. Didn't have Friese. Black Flag. Here's my thing. I don't think, because I feel like people, and it's really hard to convey on Twitter what exactly you mean or what you're trying to say in so little words that Twitter gives you, like so few of characters. Because I said that I was like, I don't think Friese was doing this on purpose, not because I don't think he's capable of it or anything like that, but just for me, I was like, there's no possible way he thought he was gonna make that work. You know what I mean? Like, there's no possible way he thought this was a good move. It had to have been like a malfunction, not a malfunction of his bike, but like a hand, like he just, we've all done it, man. Like y'all have played video games and shit, and like you're playing a motocross game or a racing game, a car game, anything where you're just going, and then it just you kind of shimmy left and you kind of shimmy right and you kind of just go straight and you do nothing. Like it felt like that moment where there's no way he meant, because he clearly, like, there's no way that didn't end in literal disaster. That does not mean that he shouldn't be penalized or anything like that. I'm just saying there's no way that he anticipated, that he intended to literally push both of them through that steel metal door, right? Like, there's no possible way that he meant to do that. But that doesn't change the fact that his aggressive, reckless riding style is literally what led to this moment, right? Like, it is still his style to do that, but I don't think he meant for it to be like this. Does that make sense? I don't know. I feel like the Twitter's hard sometimes to put it. Panic button for Webb. Absolutely. That's the next one. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. There's no way he thought that Craig was letting off. No, I don't know, Zach. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that it was a good move. I'm just saying there's no way he thought that, there's no way this was his intention. Because if you watch it back, like, they're on alternate rhythms, and I don't know if maybe he thought, because I know they were saying tripling out here was faster. I know they were saying in qualifying that the guys that were tripling out into the sand were gaining like a second. Like, this was the 450 line. So I don't know if maybe he thought that taking this rhythm would get him far enough ahead. But by this point, in this moment, because this is where he jumps over the berm, sort of, I don't think he really had a shot, because he's not going to shut it down in the sand. He's not going to break. He's not going to catch this rut if that was his intention. Like, I don't know what, I don't know, because he literally just almost looks like in a video game when you disconnect and you just go straight, because there was literally no good outcome, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, we don't need to give a ton of things. This is beautiful clickbait video tomorrow. So y'all don't want to talk about it. Good, because I will post it tomorrow and it will get 50,000 views, and my new sponsor will be very happy with the video. So I don't even got to worry about it here. You know what I mean? I want to talk about what y'all want to. His controller died. That's literally what it looks like. Yeah, it's literally what it looks like. The sand was a factor. Very hard to control too. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Rob. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just. I think, and I was the same way. I'm the same way on both. I was kind of the other way, where I'm like, you know, I didn't think Anderson and I think Anderson and Roczen was a reckless decision. It was still a bad incident, but I think last week, like, that was a reckless move to make there in the sand. Just like this is a very reckless move to make. You know what I mean? Controller died, brain fried. There you go. But yeah, Malcolm looked incredible. Are these updated yet? Not quite. Malcolm looked ridiculous. I thought there for a minute, I was like, it is technically entirely possible that he could take this overall with just a little bit of help, because I knew Anderson was coming up, and I'm like, if Anderson gets Eli, it's that much closer to being a tie. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Triple Crowns go by third moto. It doesn't matter. Like, even if Eli went 1-1-5, he would lose the tiebreaker with the 5th place, because he would lose based on the third moto. Is that still how it goes? I can't remember. The Craig video is at 124K. Wow, Brandon, that's wild. I don't think doing the triple set him up well. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Matt. Like, I don't. And again, I'm not absolving fault here. I just don't think that it's. I don't think that he went out. I don't think he went out Days of Thunder style. of like change the tires and he's gonna go out and just hit it. You know what I mean? 50K is a little light, Brandon. That's where I'm staying reasonable. I'm staying humble. I'm staying grounded. If I can get 50K, I will take 50K. That's all I'm saying. Reference, I think it's panic button for Roczen too, man. Let's look at the results here. Roczen 7. Let me get the Supercross results pulled up because it's a little harder to see the full picture without being able to see their 3 main finishes. So let's look at that until the results are up. Where is the overall results are not available. That's what we're waiting for. So that must be what Marks is waiting for. This might mean that they are looking at something. But it's weird that the 450 results are also not available because I don't think there's anything there in the 450, right? There's nothing in the 450 that needs to be looked at. But either way, neither of the official overall results are posted yet. So until they do, Marks cannot lock it in because he's literally waiting for this. So sorry for anybody looking for your updated season standings and stuff like that. I won't take it to 8-3. James, that's rad, man. Exciting. Are you from California originally, or are you going to have to drive a little bit? Barsha videos at 254. Is it really, Brandon? That's gnarly. It's one of those where I watch, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's a little addicting. It's a little toxic watching the views go up, just watching the line go whenever a video takes off. And eventually you just have to set it down and walk away and sit down the comment section. Cause man, I try so hard to comment and reply to like all of the comments you guys leave on the videos, but they get so toxic and people in there want to argue about everything all the time, even things I didn't even say. It's bonkers. And I'm like, I can't, man. I'll give it a little while. I'll respond to as many comments and I just gotta go. You know what I mean? But I like to drive. That's cool, James. I feel you. Gas should give Friese a 450 ride. The Bash Bros. Yo, Eric, I am in, though. I am in. Zach, it's bad. It's bad, man. We need carrots for everybody out here. Everybody. But yeah, Roczen and Webb. So I wish I could pull up and look. I guess I can look at their... Did Supercross Live maybe post it? Does anybody know? Is there anywhere to get the unofficial results maybe? Like on Twitter or something? The stuff they had at the end of the broadcast. I needed a post. I needed to post. Sorry, people in the Discord asked me to post when I'm live, so I'm gonna try to do that really quick. Because I always forget to do that because I have like 100 things to do at once when we go live, and I want to do it before they get mad at me. Copy link. And then Discord, there we go. All right, I posted. What do you want me to do about it? It's there. I did it. I did the due diligence. Results are, there you go. There you go. All right, so then this will probably update almost immediately. I don't know what has to do. So results are out. Let's go look. So before we even talk about fantasy and Friese, let's just look here. Panic button. Where are we at? Panic button, y'all. Webb, Roczen. Roczen technically salvaged a 5th. 467 for 5th overall, but he lost another 8 points on Tomac. That puts him, 30-something back? Ugh. Put the Discord at the top of the chat. Put the Discord at the top of the chat? You mean the Patreon, Brandon? That's a good call. Man, I need to get mods for this. Patreon.com/RotoXmoto, and I can type that, and then I can triple dot it and pin it. There we go. Said it last week when Roczen is done. Does he retire? Do you guys think he retires? Like, I don't mean like in the middle of the season, but I think that Kenny will continue to race as long as Kenny continues to be a contender, and I think coming out at A1 and winning made him feel like a contender. But now that he is not looking like a contender, he has not looked like a... And to be fair, last week he looked great until he got taken out, but he's now 30 whatever points back. Didn't look like he had it at all tonight. I knew the second that that he didn't pass Tomac in that first lap, because I said to Rotowife, because we both had Kenny for FFL, and I said, I was like, Kenny's a sprinter. His goal is going to be to pass Tomac as fast as possible and run away. And if he cannot get that move done in a lap or two, it's going to be big trouble. And it was. When is it? I don't know, Craig. Does anybody know? Because I've heard both reports that it was a 2-year deal last year, and also that it was a 2-year deal that starts this year that he signed last year. I don't know. I don't remember. But I think at latest, next year is his last year under contract, at latest. I think he's going to retire after the season. Tim, I don't know. Like, I could see him going... Do you think he's more likely to do the outdoors this year or more likely to do the indoors next year? If he has a factory ride available. I don't even think he would take another ride. Do you think at this point Kenny really wants to learn a new bike? You know what I mean? Like, even if, I don't know, they put him on Rockstar, he takes like Dean's ride, or maybe Gas opens up a slot or something. Like, does he even want to learn a new ride or learn a new bike? I bet he doesn't. You know what I mean? Some medical, for sure, some. And the 16 handicap got me back near the top of my friends league. Easy double points. And this was an easy one, Relic. I'm going to keep bumping back and forth here to see once these get posted so we can look at the results and stuff. But Cooper, 885, and I mean, he got passed by all of them. And again, this 5 looks good. But also remember, like, Ferrandis DNF'd. He should have been ahead of Webb. Marvin didn't DNF. Marvin went down and could not pick his bike back up. Like, this could have easily been an 887 day for Webb. That wouldn't have changed his place. Even going 887, he still would have got 8th overall. But, like, it's even worse than it looks on paper. And that would put him at, can we get point standings now? I almost never do point standings. Can I not scroll farther? I wonder why they aren't showing there. I like doing points per place instead, or point position. Webb is now 31 points back. What was he last year when everybody's like, oh, Webb came back from what he was, at round 6, he was 16 down. He can come back from a deficit. I don't know if he can come back to that. That's a lot, man. Or I'm sorry, 23, not 33. 23 points down. Webb does not retire soon. You stop that, Brian. The press day showed it clearly. I didn't see it, James. Was it one of the... Do you remember who did the interview or whatever they was talking about it? Yeah, Relic, AP, I posted it in Discord. I think Swap or Racer X or one of them posted about it, that he apparently didn't ride all week, AP. So I was out, just because if he is sore and beat up, 36 minutes worth of main event speed is a lot to ask from a guy that's beat up, so I wasn't in. I wasn't in on that. Eli is checked out. You think Eli is good? Like running the tables, 8 wins? Do you guys think so? So Eli has 2 wins in 5 rounds. Does Eli get 6 wins in the remaining 12? Can Eli win half of the remaining races? Can Hunter or Shimoda? No, Kalen. Shimoda, this would be his 3rd year? Shimoda, I think Shimoda not pointed out, but he earned enough points in his 1st and 2nd year. This would be his 3rd. So he has at least 1 more. Hunter, I think, has at least 2 more. I'm not 100% sure on Hunter. Can't say for sure. No, you're fine, James. You're fine. Jason Anderson looks like the absolute baddest man on the track, right? No offense to Eli. But it was exactly what I thought would happen. I didn't expect him to get the starts this week. I don't expect Eli to get the starts ever. If he doesn't whole shot that, I don't know, man. I think Jason we would be talking about how good Jason looked all day. Because that's how good Anderson has looked this year. Like, this should have also been probably a 2, if not for him getting stuck under a tough block. Or on top of a tough block. Two whole shots, Eric. What the hell, Eli? Where did that come from? Ever, man. Oh, no, Mike, I get it. I know the East, but it's just one of those where, like, I don't know. I know that Webb is good on East dirt, but I don't think Webb is good enough on East dirt. He is much worse on this coast compared to other riders. Like, nobody else has that where, you know, Eli, Anderson, Roczen, that they're this much worse on one side or the other. You know what I mean? And this year, the East isn't as strong as you think it is. Like, yeah, we have 8 East Coast rounds, but Minnesota isn't exactly East. Dallas is not exactly East. You know what I mean? Like, the Dallas Stadium and dirt is not that far from the Arizona dirt we just had. Like, he's gonna get 6 solid East rounds. And that's it, kind of thing. And even then, Daytona, yeah, the dirt's there, but Daytona's kind of an anomaly. Does Webb normally do good at Daytona? I never thought about that. Eli totally gonna win this year. Eric, I hope so. I mean no disrespect here because I like Eli. I love Ken Roczen. Like, I don't necessarily want to see these guys go. Barsha, Mooskin. But man, I am ready. I am ready for Eli to go. For Barsha to go, for Marv to go, like Roczen to go, clean them out. Give me Nichols, give me Craig, give me Justin Cooper, give me Mosman. Like, move those guys up. Like, I am ready for it. I am ready for the next wave, you know? What's Eli's points now? Eli is up 11 on Sexton, 15 on Anderson. It's hard to believe that Malcolm is closer than Barsha, Webb, and Roczen. Wow. That's big. That's big, man. Coop second at Daytona last year. He's never won one, though, right? How about Dean, all 9s? Was he all 9s? My man. See, I took him last week at a 3, and I knew it. I was like, this is the only week to take Dean, because he's going to go right back to that, like, 0-1 handicap range, and that's no value for anybody there. You know what I mean? My 8-year-old told me to pick Tomac for FFL since we are big fans, but I had to tell him that's not Tim, that's the hard, because it's a terrible choice. It's a terrible choice. And I'll eat my crow. I said, don't pick Eli Tomac for your all-star. I stand behind that. He's not, I know I had a lot of people be like, what do you mean he's so good at Triple Crowns? And I'm like, yeah, but we haven't had a Triple Crown in 2 years. It's hard for me to judge a guy riding a bike from a yesteryear when he was dominating the field back then, unlike today. I think that the most recent results are more relevant than what people did 2 or 3 years ago. But I mean, nobody saw Eli coming out and dude, that first one, he ripped that whole shot. That was like Mike Alessi whole shot. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. Page updated. Hell yeah. Whoa, I'm finally in the back. Oh, yeah! Look at that, dude. Moved up 1,700 slots. Let's look. I just want to go. We got to go to the leagues. I got to go to my admin league. How'd we do? Look at this mother right here. How? Oh, he nailed both of them. That little shitter. I'm sorry. How did he pick Chase Sexton? That's a total... Steve doesn't deserve this. That was a total guess. Total guess. Oh. Every time. I picked it for my All-Star, but definitely not FFL. Yeah, for sure. Chase, Anderson, and Marv all inconsistent. And to be fair, like Chase, I think that Chase is young. His inconsistency looks like a second-year rider. Anderson's has been unlucky. Like, his radiator cap is not his fault. He should have maybe won that race. I think that you could say easily that that Anderson could have won. Was that San Diego? Round 3, yeah. I think Anderson could have won San Diego, if not at least at minimum a podium. He's had a little weird luck, and I hope it doesn't cost him a championship. Sexton had the most holies coming in tonight. The most hole shots, did he really? But no FFLs. But the most hole shots. Interesting. Steve has a lot of high handicaps for how much he bagged on them in the pot. Cody, at one point, he had all of them. And I was like, you get right out of town. How can you say you're ready for these fast animals to move on? We finally have a fast deep field, and you're like, man, I want the 250 guys. I love Roczen, but something's off. I need Jed on a 450. Austin, I'm not, I mean, the racing is good. I'm just saying that, like, we've had the usual suspects for, I mean, really ever since Dungey retired. It's been the same 6 guys that have dominated, you know, everything. And I'm just kind of ready for a new whatever. We were really hoping that AC Sexton and Ferrandis were going to really make some waves, and so far Sexton's the only one that's really done it. Who had Sexton pegged in 2018 when he debuted? Who had him pegged as a 450 race winner in 4 seasons? Because it wasn't me. Absolutely not. Would have gotten 5th if I would have went Sexton instead of Roczen. Yeah, because that would have been worth, what, 22 points? That would have put me at 302. That would have been big. What's Industry Idiots looking like now? How many of you guys playing Idiots? Man, 1368. 322. Wow, those are big numbers. Freaking Vin Murphy, man. Vincent Murphy, you guys know Vincent Murphy. He's a racer. He rode a couple rounds of Supercross 2 years ago, I want to say. But, man, #1 plate and still killing it week in and week out. Can't afford it. Brian, no, I'm with you. The only reason I play is because last year, Dan paid for me to join. I don't know if Dan paid for the whole thing out of his pocket or just a little bit, but Dan paid for me to join to thank me for doing the Pulp videos and stuff like that. And I won enough money last year to pay for my entry this year. I'm just gonna keep doing that. Anderson's wreck, biker mental. Probably just mental, Brandon. Like, it looks like he just jumped a little left and clipped a tough block. Like, that happens. It shouldn't happen, but it happens. You know what I mean? I'm worried about Cooper Webb. He's slipping back into a 17-18 race speed mid-pack. Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. Eric, we're giving it away tonight, actually. We're giving it away. I was going to do it it's 1:30 in the morning here, so in a few minutes. But no, I feel you, Chief. It is a little weird. Yeah, I just haven't seen the Ferrari. You know what's weird is halfway mark, they flash back to Webb, and he's getting passed. That's weird. Because that is not what happens. Like, Webb passes other people late. Webb does not get passed late. And that is odd to see. You know what I mean? 3 riders for the 5th year in a row from one single track. Brian Brees, Chris Howell, Chance Blackburn, all from Airway X Spokane. Dude, that's so awesome, Trip. I really think everyone is just that much better now. Justin, that's fair. That's true. Because when was the last time everybody was healthy like this? Everybody, you know what I mean? Zach, I hope not, but also I hope they don't scapegoat that like they do. Like, I don't want them to come out and be like, oh man, well actually, you see, the problem was Cooper was battling bacterial meningitis, and that's why he hasn't been as good. Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that he was sick. I'm out. I'm done on that. Give me a second. Let me grab this plate. KTM will do that. Oh yeah. So we're giving this away tonight. Who asked? Somebody asked. I saw it. What level Patreon to be number plate eligible? Everest, you can actually do any tier can win the plate. You get 1 entry per month for the $5 supporter tier. You get 2 entries per month for the insider tier. You get 3 entries per month for the factory backer tier. The factory backer tier also gets a t-shirt on their 2nd month. And the 2nd month, or the t-shirt I will be revealing tonight. I'll show you guys the t-shirt that everybody gets this year. I'm going to do a different shirt every year. We get on tonight. Brandon, not for this one, but you will for the next one. And I don't want to say it until I have it in hand, but I think you guys are going to be pretty stoked on the next one that I have. Steve sent it out to me this week, but I don't know if you guys got hit with, I don't know if I have any like Northeast Coast people, but we had a pretty gnarly snowstorm Thursday and Friday, and like everything, like we didn't get mail for like 3 days, so it's going to be a while. In fact, you should get a hat. Brandon, this hat cost me like $63 to have custom made. So if you want to be a factory backer for like an entire year, yeah, sure, buddy, I got you a hat. Oh, AC's injuries are depressing. I know it's not like Ken's super fast years getting taken injuries. No, for sure. For sure. But when he ripped the starts earlier this year, it felt like we got robbed. Oh, yeah. And Austin, and it sucks. I at least appreciate that AC came out ahead and said, hey, I'm hurt, whatever. I just hope we get it. We get him soon. So let me get this pulled up. Let me make sure I've got this done. I've got all of the names here on one page of paper, one big thing. So I'm gonna test it really quick and make sure that it works, and then I'll move it over onto the big one and fire it up. I have all of your names in here. They're roughly in they're in alphabetical order. So if you're looking for your name, it's in alphabetical order, so that should help. The text is kind of small, and I'm sorry, this is just the only way I could do it to get like all of the names on one screen so that you could see it really easily. But it looks like it's working, so let me do it, and then I'll reset it, and then I'll put it on the screen. My dad also has a Turbo Thunderbird. No shit, Eric. Yeah, my dad had a 88 Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. It was like a bluish green, like a very dark blue teal kind of thing. AC always hurt. No, you're right. You're right. Does he have another year with Cali? Brad, I don't know. You know what was weird is that this year, despite all the riders moving around, we didn't have like a big long list like we always do on Racer X or whatever that says so and so's going from this one to 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 this one, or that they're signed for this many years on this and that and blah blah blah. And I don't know, that's a little disappointing that we haven't gotten that in a while. So I'm not sure everybody's thing. Maybe I can find that out for you guys. So what's everybody sitting champ league right now? I'm not proud of this, but like I'll take it. Do you if you won the practice giveaway, would you want to know? Would you want me to tell you that your name was the winner of the practice giveaway, or would you not want to know? Came in late. Vince should have been Black Flag. When I think the one thing that is hard to do is it's really hard to administer things like Black Flags in the moment because they need time to review that kind of thing, and we would want them to have time to review that sort of thing as fans than to just wave it on emotion. So like if you mean that he should be disqualified after the fact, I don't disagree. But if you mean that they should have pulled him off the track immediately, I do disagree. Who won the fake start of the plate? Yeah, who won the fake start for the plate? Oh, it's almost over. The giveaway. This is actually kind of slow. There we go. All right. Well, I'm not gonna tell you who did it. Shoot him with paintballs. Vince Friese, like that. Do you guys think that's fair? Should we shoot Vince Friese with paintballs? All right. You guys ready to do the giveaway? We're gonna do it right now. So I have this program. I typed in all of the names. There were 156 entries total for the AC plate. Remember that insiders get 2. Most people are insiders. We have like a handful of people in supporter. I think it's about the same amount on both ends. But almost all of them are insiders. So I got all of the names in here. So if you are, whatever tier you are, you have that many entries. They are in alphabetical order. Mark's helped, so it's rigged. Mark's has actually done none of this. None of this show or plate or anything like that. But we're going to do it. Or Stanky with the chainsaw. Wow. Hunter's attitude is always sour on the box. You know what? I don't actually get to, Zach, I don't really get to do a lot of the stuff on the box because by the time they're doing podium interviews, I'm gearing up to do this. But the only thing I do know is that he has been shown a lot of displeasure about being, them talking about his brother like 24/7. All right, I'm going to hit pick one and they're going to do this. This is going to take a second. So you can have a little bit of like, ooh, or whatever. But remember, if you're looking for your name on there, these are all of the January names. We need a drum roll, right? Okay. So as they go red, they're eliminating them. All of the names on here are the name that it is in Patreon, and if you're not sure if that's you or not, if you have just a regular first name or whatever, I can do that. I can check that later. How long do you think Ken stays at Honda? 1 year. I mean, I think he does next year too, because I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're ready to move on from him. Oh man. Oh man. I see Cora. I see Harper. I know Harper's in chat. I don't know if Cora's here tonight. It's possible. Oh man. We have a standoff now. We have a 5-name standoff. His contract is over this year. Zach, I don't know because that's what we were talking about. I'm not. Ooh. Sawyer Dickey. Are you in here? Is there a Sawyer Dickey in chat by chance? Sawyer Dickey, it's you. You want it. I will reach out. I don't think that name is in Discord. They can have a different name on Discord, but I don't think that name is in Discord. I'm Sawyer. Greg, I don't believe you. That's exactly what somebody who wishes they won something would say. Must be present to win. Nah. Does he retire? No, I think he does. Zach. I think he could. I mean, he's like we talked about earlier. He's a dad. He's getting a dad life. He's already talked about wanting to surf. Like, they don't need the money, and if he doesn't have the drive to compete, and he's also not competitive in the class, why would he want to do it? Why would he want to keep doing it? Fake name. Y'all are the worst. I'm Dickie Sawyer. Well, damn, Kyle. Well, damn. Let me pull up. I'm going to pull up Patreon on my other monitor and look for Sawyer Dickey. And make sure he's good to go. Patreon, relationship manager. Sorted by name. Probably be the best way. Sawyer Dickey. Sawyer Dickey signed up this last month, their first month. They are an insider. They paid $10 in addition to having all of the stuff to make them make better fantasy picks. They're also getting this autograph plate fresh off of AC's bike from Anaheim 1. Do you guys want to know? All right. Do you guys want to know for February, I will say that the plate is red. I won't tell you. I was going to say, do you want me to tell you what race it is from, or do you want me to tell you something about the plate? The plate is red. That's all you get. And you're going to be stoked on it. It's a pretty cool one. So that's all I'm going to say. Vince seemed too much less aggressive when Hunter passed him. I don't look too much into it, Jennifer, because, like, I don't know. It always feels like it depends on the area that he gets passed and stuff like that. And also just how he feels in the moment. I don't know, man. Vince is a interesting character. I don't really know anything. Jerry Robin plate. I could never. Like Honda red or Poinsley red. Ian, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's not, you didn't ask, I gave it to you. I gave you the clue. You don't get to ask more of it. Did TV make it clear how fast he's racing? Yeah, kind of. I will say that sometimes, do you guys ever feel like I don't know why, but I don't love, it's not that I don't like Christian Craig as a person, but like when he interviews, I kind of hate his interviews. Does that make sense? Because he said like, oh yeah, you know, there's like 5 or 6 of us out here that really fast. I'm like, Craig, you were like 8 seconds up 3 laps into the race. You're clearly, like, sometimes he's like really humble, but sometimes he's like really cocky, and it kind of depends on his mood apparently. I don't know, like, there's just something about it where I just don't like, and it's not just him. I don't like how Cooper Webb is on the podium either. When he's doing interviews. But yeah, there's something about when I like Craig's vlogs and stuff, but when he's on the podium interview, I don't like those, you know? I wish 250 was just combined. I hate waiting for East Coast guys, and then 250 Showdown is always great. I will say though, Austin, that I like having the separate I like having the separate coasts because it feels like A1 again. 2 weeks from now we have another A1 experience, and we wouldn't have that otherwise. So I do like that. His wife and my wife are ridiculous with social media. Brian, is it bad? Next month, you should give away Vince's form. Matthew, I was just saying that. I pointed out to RotoWife. I was like, I don't know if you can see it or not because they don't show it very well, but I was like, his fork guard is, and it's so far off that you have to see it. Like, he has to see it hanging from his point of view, and I'm like, it would be so distracting. It would drive me crazy. So you hate CC posting to Vital now? Oh man, I don't even have a Vital account. That place, I can't do that place at all. Was Zacho a bit froze? He was much better, Eric, this week than last week for sure. But he still just has a little bit of, I don't know. I don't even know if he likes doing it. I think that's been my thing, because I said it last week and I got a little bit of pushback about Zach. As somebody that speaks live to a camera, that there's only like, I don't know, 100 of you, not thousands. But I can tell when somebody is not comfortable doing it, and I think he needs to find the right balance between, he has a very calm like podcast guest voice where he speaks very clearly, but he has like one tone where like I really like Joseph Allen, but on the flip side, Joseph Allen, he is like, he'll get loud instantly and whatever, and you got to find your nice middle ground. And Blair, I think, had perfected that of having an almost radio voice of getting excited when exciting things happen, but also knowing how to mellow out and kind of how to project that voice. And he just needs to find that, and he might not. I don't know. It just might not be for him, Been up at the races for 2 days. Have a great night. Racing, thanks for being here, man. Have a good rest of your weekend. Thank you for the service. Andrew, of course. Thanks for being here. Does anyone else notice how much better RC is? Yeah, I agree. I think that Blair and RC are great in the booth. I no offense to Lee Diffie. I like Lee Diffie. I think Blair does much better. Who won 250? Gary Hunter won it. He went, what did he go? 222? 221? Yeah, 212. 212 for first overall. There's the stats. DB greater than Diffie, greater than Ralph, greater than Todd Harris. I did not like Todd Harris. Was it Todd Harris that said Monster Cross? Was it Todd Harris? Sushi? What are we doing about Sushi? Is Blair keeping the booth gig? I think he's earned it. Eric, I hope so. I know that they were just having him do it. I just don't understand, and we never will, because we're not Feld. We're not NBC. Like, we'll never know why they do this. But it seems like they're too concerned with having, how do they have so much, they put so much stock into having a recognizable person. Like the originally Blair didn't get the spot because when they brought in Ricky and Diffie was because nobody knows who Blair is. But I'm like, how many casual people know who Ricky Carmichael is? And by that same logic, do they expect me to know who Lee Diffie is if I'm like a casual brand new fan? Like, it can't go both ways. Either one thing is true or the other is true, and it can't be both. You know what I mean? Lee comes back from China and goes back to the booth. Yeah, that's what I thought, Everest. Because Zach said he's not doing Minneapolis because that probably means Blair shifts back down to Race Day Live. But I don't know. I just hope Blair gets the gig because I don't think Lee really does it that well. I don't think anybody here identifies with Lee. I don't know. How do they let RC and DB wear jackets from the 70s? I liked the jackets tonight. I liked Blair's jacket tonight. Ricky's was a little much. I'm not a Hunter hater, but he only won the night because Friese. Oh no, 100% Tim. Tim, that's every night. That's every night. The only reason Mosman won was because Craig got taken out by a first turn pileup. Like, there's no reason that the only way that Christian Craig doesn't win every single race is if something bad happens. It's impossible. You either won or tied for the locks tonight. Hell yeah. I should have went Jerry, but I can't because I said I wouldn't say. I told him I wouldn't talk about him on Twitter, so I can't do that anymore. Hunter is overrated. Weston, how do you what would be his appropriate rating? If he's second in points and he's podiumed every round, what is his appropriate rating? They are not actually in China. They just announced live. Ah, gotcha. DB is in for 4 rounds in a row. Was tonight was 2? I think tonight was 2. I'm not sure. It's a good question. I think tonight was 2. I wish Kevin Wenham had a chance in the booth. I wonder if Kevin just doesn't want to do it. That's always the thing, is that how many people don't want to do it. Like a lot of people were upset when Jim Hawley wasn't on Race Day Live anymore, and everybody was talking about why it should be or why not or blah blah blah. And at the end of the day, I'm like, maybe he just doesn't want to do it. You know, like he's getting older. You know, we were in the middle of a pandemic. I don't blame a guy that's older for not wanting to travel in those kind of conditions. I thought it was really weird that people were so sweating it, never considering that some people just don't want to do it anymore. If both coasts were combined, Hunter is a 6 to 10 guy. If both coasts are combined, Mosman is a 6 to 10 guy. I don't think you put Mosman over Nichols, Craig, Cooper, Jett, maybe Forkner. I don't want to put too much on Forkner because I haven't seen him in a while. I think I take McAdoo over. So, like, yeah, maybe. I mean, Hunter could be a 6 to 10 guy, but I don't think anybody's expecting that much more out of him than that. You know what I mean? They really need to keep Zach on the broadcast. I don't know why Ricky feels he has to translate everything he says to the audience. I think Zach, the problem that a lot of these people have is they're so used to speaking to riders and mechanics and things that speaking to the average person is difficult for them because they've never done that. They've never had to put that through a filter. So even for you and me that have grown up around dirt bikes, did you guys catch it when Kristen Beat said putting down a heater, and then she kind of corrected herself to say a fast lap? And I'm like, they probably literally tell these people to dumb it down all the way down. Because if you turned into motocross for the first time, to be fair, you're not going to understand anything. But putting down a heater is so slang that it was just weird to hear her say, putting down a heater, a fast lap, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Yeah, no, Zach, hot pit, I'm like, what sport are you coming from that hot pit is like a common term that you use all the time? I don't know, man. Craig took himself out. This year, it's been the other guys that take him out. I guess I'm more bitter about it tonight because I had Craig. But Tim, he's still almost maxed out. You only lost 3 points. Does Friese get a better ride after this year? No, Zach, because I don't think any other teams want to touch him. Quite honestly, I don't think any other teams want to deal with him. Would you want to deal with having that guy on your team and having other teams and fans down your throat all the time? It's a bad PR move. Moto Concepts doesn't care about it. Moto Concepts made their team by signing all of the guys with the worst reputations ever. and it somehow has turned them into like a lovable loser type of team. Does no one remember when Forkner was the fast guy? That's what I'm saying, Digit. Like, I'm still holding out hope that we could, and dude, I do not like Austin Forkner at all. Like, he is not my favorite rider, but I'm still holding out hope that we have very rarely seen somebody dominate a 250 series like we've seen Forkner. And it is incredible to me that he still doesn't have a career number. Incredible to me. And I'm not saying he's going to come out and contend for the title per se, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was a race winner again. He's done it, not that long ago. Moto's still trying to get viewers. We need to go full WWE, man. I said it before, and I got a little bit of pushback on Twitter today, but we need to just lean into it. Like, look at the characters we have. Barsha is the perfect stone cold F you to everybody, stick it to the establishment, blue collar, everybody loves a man that's down on his luck, and he just stomps a mud hole on everybody. But there's also people that hate him for that, and that's what makes a great heel. We need to go full in. Plessinger already has the cowboy gimmick, Barsha has the Bam Bam gimmick. Like, give me those gimmicks. Roczen almost has the crybaby good guy gimmick that some people really like, but some people hate him because it's a little whiny. Almost kind of like how people love or hate John Cena, or people love or hate Roman Reigns. Like, I don't want to get super wrestling into it, but give me that. Lean into it. It could be fun. Hey, Mikey, Mikey, thank you so much. Thank you for your hard work. Stay warm. I'm in Northern Kentucky. I feel you, Mikey. I feel you. See you next week. I will see you next week, buddy. I'll see you in Discord as well, I'm sure. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Ryder will have a title before Forkner. I'm interested and curious to see how Ryder does when he turns pro. I really am. What was the timing? I guess I can look. The timing, he was futures. Let's do qualifying because that's the most fair. 105.6. And that would have put him 16th. Ryder D is as fast as Jerry Robin. I've already said his name too many times this time. Why isn't Deegan riding futures? So, Chief, from what I understand, they're kind of ruining the system. From what I understood, the top 4 from each of these like regionals is supposed to go on to the final at the end of the year. So the fact that people like Ryder D are showing up every week is just literally breaking the system they built, because him and Gavin Towers have gone like 1-2 or 1-3 every weekend. That like Deegan might be racing 1 or 2 of them, but it's not necessarily a series. I don't know, like Ryder D has all his pro points. I don't know why he keeps racing. There's no reason. He made the finals already. He's just literally taking spots away from other kids. It's bonkers. I don't know, man. Hopefully Ryder D doesn't go down the pro circuit AC Forkner always injured route. It's like a curse. It really is, Tim. Towers. Oh, Towers looks great. Yeah, fun to watch. I don't know if he's hurt or not. Not old enough. Is that what it is, Brandon? Tomac Superfan, oh god, Tomac Superfan Dylan here to talk to you about Michelin tires, sorry, is heavily implying on Twitter that he will be calling in a poll. Nobody cares, reference, and I hope that they don't take his call, because nobody cares. That bit is so old. I am so tired of hearing the commercial, the Michelin commercial. At this point, I would buy anything but Michelin, because I hate hearing that commercial that bad. It was fun for a little while, and now it's a lot, you know? Deegan isn't racing because he is doing Loretta Lynn's again for last year's amateur. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Red Dog Jr. is gonna be Friese? What? Eric, that is steep. That is spicy. That is a lot. I just skipped the commercial because I never listen live. I never listen. I try to watch live, but it's hard because I edit the videos. You guys probably know that. If you don't, I edit the Pulp live shows. So Marks will send me the file over Tuesday at like noon my time, like 9 a.m. for him, and I will edit it down and pick the you know, like, oh, this is a good little segment. This is a good little segment. This is a full blown. This is a really good interview, whatever, and then make the thumbnail and post that on YouTube. That's how I got started working with Pulp, was doing the background editing. Randy even sheepishly admitted that he really needed a new commercial. I'll do it, Kurt. I'll do it for like not free. I'll do it for very little. Live is the best for the live chat. Oh, it is, Matthew. It is for sure. LeBlanc and Romano. I haven't heard anything, Brandon. I'm not sure when they are. Friese the type of guy to hold the door open for a woman and slam it closed as soon as she gets there. Oh, man. Who won 453? John, it was Sexton. Sexton won it. If Friese sent Deegan into the stands. Oh, my God. Erdu, could you imagine? Please, that'd be the best. Maybe Ryder D wants experience on real Supercross tracks. He's getting it. Yeah, he's getting it, I guess. I don't think Deegan is at that speed yet. That's also fair. He will race Ryder D when it's time, okay? Eric, no, thank you. Thank you for being here. I couldn't do it without you guys showing up to watch the videos and everything like that. Being in the Patreon, like all that stuff, I really appreciate it. Okay. All right. I feel like everybody is well adjusted here, so I can say this out loud without anybody getting mad, because this is what I wanted to talk about tonight. But with Friese taking out Craig for the lead, I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about it. I love having Vince Friese in the 250 class because he sets the bar of who is ready to move up and who is not. When I love Joe Shimoda, I love him to death. He is not ready to move up. If you cannot catch Friese, because Friese gets good starts, if you can't catch Friese and quickly get past him, you are not ready for the big class. And you look at it, who does it reliably every week? Craig, no problem. Give him 3 to 5 corners every race, Craig gets by him. No problem, despite his best efforts. I love, like, Mosman's there. Mosman isn't as quick, but Mosman will catch him. Mosman will drop him, or Mosman will get by him pretty quickly and drop him. But Shimoda isn't quite there. Hunter isn't quite there. And that's like the gap where if you want your guy to go pro, the Craig Mosman guys, those are guys you know can run top 10. Because if Friese is a 10 to 14th place guy, you know that Craig and Mosman have the potential. But Shimoda and Hunter Lawrence, Nate Thrasher, those type of guys, if they went pro right now, they would be heart rafts where they might get a good 13th. They might, like on a good day, but they're going to be more fighting for that 15th, 16th, 17th. So I like having Friese in the class. It reminds me of the on the Pulp show when Blair was on. This is a couple weeks ago. He might have done it multiple times, but he said he literally saved so many dads so much money by beating kids at Arena Cross that he was like, yo, if your son can't beat me when I just ate a hoagie on the tailgate of a pickup truck and I haven't worked out in 3 months, and if your son can't beat me, he is never going to make it in like professional racing. You know what I mean? So that's kind of Friese. I like having that kind of veteran measuring stick down there to show who is ready. And it might be important for the teams. Like, if a 450 guy is looking down at these guys and being like, do we want to bring one of them up? If they could be like, they can't even beat Friese. And they're like, oh, you're right. All 250 guys except Craig are scared of Friese dumping them after they try to pass. Yeah. And like Ryan, like some people said in chat, like when you're racing in a class with where Friese normally is, and Anderson, and Barsha, like, and Ferrandis, like now you've got these, half the people in the field ride as hard as Friese does in terms of letting you by. It'd be all bad, Thrasher, the guy is always falling or slow. I wouldn't say he's slow, but I feel like because he got so much success last year by winning races that we kind of expect him to come out and be better. But he's right where I think he should be as a second place or a second year guy. He's got podium speed, but he's also going to make some younger rider mistakes and end up 8th on some nights. He's like the muscle for the mob that just murks dudes for sport. Yeah, kinda. Yeah. The father of all bombs. Oh. Friese is the dirtiest rider, but he should be banned. I don't know. Banning is a strong word. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not opposed to him being reprimanded for tonight or forever. But banning is a strong word. Phil would clothesline Friese. But yeah, I can't wait for the East. I cannot wait for the East-West showdown in hopes that Phil and Friese get together. That will be fantastic TV. I will love everything about it. 7 Deuce Deuce to race 250 East. God, could you imagine, Greg? Why doesn't anyone punch Friese? Because they don't want their hand to hurt because his skull is just so thick. I think that's mostly it. Racecraft over being a training facility kid. Yeah. No, that's the thing is that, like Friese has a bad reputation and I hate it because I feel like I often have in his career gone to bat for him and I don't agree with how he rides and stuff like that. But I will give him credit for making a career out of what he was given. He is very good at 2 things. He gets starts and he's hard to pass. And that's a way to a career. It's not always about going out and being the fastest guy every weekend. He gets great starts and he's hard to pass, and that's sometimes all you need. Imagine how successful Justin Bogle would be if he was as hard to pass as Vince Friese is in his career, you know? Could you imagine the Phil Motorsport call after that? Oh, man, I would love that. I would love that. Could you imagine a Friese race East? They weren't going to let that happen, baby. There's no way they were going to let that happen. No way at all. We need Pike to... Oh, yeah. Did you guys see it? I know he was a joke, but Team Solitaire tweeted and said... I'll just go find it. Team Solitaire tweeted and said, hey, Star Racing Yamaha, blink twice if you want us to sign... If you want us to sign Weston Pike for next week, because I think Surrey might miss a couple rounds. Surrey has a torn ligament in his wrist. If anybody's wondering why he didn't look like himself, but yeah, here you go. Man, beautiful. What do you think Vince is thinking? 10 years of people hating him and saying he's dirty and he still does it. Is he trying to be the villain? Travis, I don't think he cares. Like, he really just gives me a blue collar mindset of he doesn't care. He goes out there, he does his thing, he collects his paychecks. I don't know. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? If everybody already hates you, who cares? Go get your bag, or whatever the kids say these days. Jed and Faulkner would have been given Craig a bigger battle for at least the first part of the race. Sean, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. I agree that you know, the people that should have been competing with Craig are Nichols and Jet, and they're just not here. But I don't know. We'll find out. It'll be fun when we get to the East. When we get to the East-West shootout, it'll be fun to see where everybody stacks up. Remember when they called it putting the freeze on guys? Oh yeah, putting the freeze on guys. Yep. The West is getting boring. Craig is running away with this thing. Oh yeah, Weston. And that's the thing that blows, and that's why I know that a lot of people do the, oh, well, if we combine the coast, this wouldn't happen. But I'm afraid that the same thing would happen, where if we combine the coast, we would have twice as many high-profile riders injured, you know? Friese gets into a contending 450 rider. I'm going to write a strongly worded letter. Yeah, don't forget, Friese moves up for the East. We'll have it. It'll be fun. I can't wait. Will Craig stay healthy? Jay, I have not pulled the stats yet, but so for those of you guys that watch the video, how many of you guys watched the fantasy video? I'm very inspired. Anybody that plays fantasy football will probably know this, but I'm very inspired by Matthew Berry, who is the talented Mr. Roto. He's a fantasy football guy. And he puts out this thing called the Draft Day Manifesto every year, where he talks about you know, players he likes, players he doesn't, blah, 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 blah. But one of the big things he always says is that I could support any argument about any player. I could present you stats of why you should pick them, and I could also present you stats for why you shouldn't pick them for everybody. I'm going to give you what I think, but I'm always going to support it with facts. Does that make sense? So, like, I did that. So anyway, I told you I'd tell you this. Jay, I considered saying why not to pick Craig by bringing up the fact of, how many times has Craig ever finished 6 consecutive mains? Because already we had 4, and then we had 5, 6, and 7 tonight. So now next week will be his 8th main event this season. How many seasons has Christian Craig not DNF'd in 8 straight races? I don't think it's ever happened. I will have to check my notes, but I don't think he's ever gone 8 mains without a DNF. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that should be a reason of like, oh, well, he's definitely going to DNF next weekend or anything like that. But it's just something to keep in mind that this is a thing that he does. He has gotten unlucky this season twice by getting taken out in crashes that were not his fault. But he's been lucky that he did not get injured. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's something to definitely keep in mind that I think Christian wants to stretch out as big of a point lead as he can early in the season to give himself a cushion for when things go wrong late. You know what I mean? I won't buy anything he wears or endorses. You mean is that Friese? You mean? I was fortunate enough to attend a Pipe Masters. Oh yeah. If Hunter was racing East the way he's racing now, no doubt he would end up winning the title. Big, I don't know, because again, you gotta remember too, like, I don't know. Do you guys think that is Cameron McAdoo ever a real contender? Nobody really talks about him, but like, is he ever? Do you think is he somebody that you guys think of when you think of the East Coast and who could be a contender? Craig has had to prove himself twice in 4 rounds. When does the trash talk on his age stop? Zach, never. 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 Never ever. The trash talking on his age stops when he moves up to the class with the rest of the grandpas, I guess. I'm kidding. Don't run that to the bank. What time is the press conference? Oh, I have no idea, Matthew. I'm sorry. How do you feel about East Coast guys having a triple crown and shoot back to back for the privateer guys? And a shootout back to back. Interesting. I never thought about that, Steak. Where is it? Because they're back to back, and then the East West is obviously the finale in round 10, I think. Like, is it a really big gap? Like, there's no way they make the drive? Had a race or two that he had to fly through the pack after a wreck. Craig is doing a lot like Malcolm. It's so weird. It's so weird to think. Can we just say, like, I'm just so excited for Malcolm, and it's one of those where I know Dungy and Villapoto talked about it on the Pulp Show last weekend. It's crazy that people act like getting second or getting third or getting fourth in this class is a failure. And hearing the Ryans say it was just a big thing of being like, you got second place. Like, Malcolm got second, and third. For second overall, but you got second place. You know how incredibly difficult it is to even get second? So I just hope, like, obviously he'll never be his brother. He knows that. We all know that. I'm just glad that he's able to finally kind of be able to carve a path for himself. You know what I mean? Max sends it too hard to last, for sure. You think Craig can run top 5 in the 450s? No, Austin, I don't think so. I mean, like, maybe. I think Craig could get top 5s, but I don't see Christian Craig being a top 5 guy, if that makes sense. Like, I don't consider... It's so hard because, I mean, if you said who's a top 5 guy, I would list 8 guys right now. And I don't think I could put Craig in that group of those 8 guys, you know? Would Friese be getting the same hate if Craig wasn't such a nice guy? Yeah, Erdu, yeah. Friese would, yeah. Friese, who's the second? Friese could wreck Barsha and people would be mad still. People hate him. It's really weird. So when I make the videos and I get the comment sections, it's wild to me how far people take their fandom for certain riders or their hate for certain riders. It's incredible to me to see just how many people hate Ken Roczen or just how many people hate Jason Anderson, or how many people hate Marvin Muskin, Eli Tomac. It's just bonkers to me how many people love and hate riders. It's wild. Could you imagine Friese with French? Baby, I don't know if he would have made it out of the pits tonight. Between you and me. You hear Craig on a podium, he wouldn't blast Friese at all. He should have said something, I think. Nah, I don't think so. I think it's best for him to get up, move on, and that's beneath him. I know I shared it. I shared his Instagram post. Him posting up a picture of his skinned knuckles felt a little bit high school. Like, I don't need to see your skinned knuckles. His shoulder was pretty gnarly. But I don't think I needed to see your skin knuckles, Christian. That was a little juvenile. I think it's best. Christian needs to stay above it. You know, go high is I think Kristen Beat said that Paige said that his wife said that. But yeah, I think, stay above it. Friese has really pretty eyes. Mike, he does, though. You're right, though. I will agree with you. I am not too fragile. I will say it. Oh, man. Anderson getting stuck on that tough block sucks so bad, Matt. And it's weird to watch it back on the replay because I'm like, he should have flipped the bike the other way and literally flipped it. Like, flipped it. Instead of pulling it down because he would have got off way faster. But when you're in the moment, you don't have time for that. You know what I mean? I have nothing but hate for your boss. Well, John, you can just, I guess, get banned or something. I don't know. What do you want me to say to that? That's really neat. He probably hates you too. It's kind of cute. So St. Louis Triple Crown in Atlanta East West. Okay. So really, St. Louis is a Triple Crown? I didn't realize that. That's one of the one that I'm gonna get to go to. I will do St. Louis, and I will do. Speaking of, I'm going to at least 2 rounds, and I'm considering a 3rd round. I want a legitimate question for all of you guys. If you have an answer, even if somebody else says it, I want you to say it again. Somebody said somebody tagged Dan, JT, Steve, and Paul and said, this is what it's like relying on the Race Day Live for information, etc., etc. What do you want from me if I get the full press that I'm hoping to get? What do you want to see? If I can be in there, what kind of information do you want me to bring you? I can't be in every place at once, and I don't have the rapport with people to get too many things. Like, I can't probably just walk up into a truck and ask people questions. But, like, what is it that you guys would want me to do? How could I utilize that time? You know what I mean? Let me know. Literally, let me know. You didn't see the HRC employee hiding in the top block holding on to. I didn't, Travis. I didn't. No. I didn't. I did not. I don't know how someone can hate someone they don't even know that much. I mean, you can not like a writer, but you have to have that much hate for someone you don't know. Tim, it's just wild to me. It's literally just wild to me. And don't get me wrong, like, there's writers I don't like, and I don't have a good reason. I just don't like them. I don't like their attitude. I don't like whatever. But I would never hate them and wish that they would get hurt. You're just like, it's just like rooting for any team. I like this guy. I don't like that guy. I'm rooting for this guy. And if there's a battle between 2 guys, I favor this one and I don't favor that one. It's that simple. I don't know. Guys that run 17th through 30th. If I go up to, I don't know, who's a good example? Hunter Schlosser. What do you want me to ask him? Do you want me to ask, like, what kind of thing do you want me to ask the writers? Or what do you want me to show of the writers? Let's see live opening ceremonies. I could do that. I do want to do a little, so I'm planning on doing the live show from the pits. I will be doing it from my phone. I have the ability to do it from my phone, but I don't know how good it's going to be. So just full disclosure, if it sucks, I'm sorry. We'll figure it out. Kelly Slater, like the surfer Kelly Slater? Is that what you mean, Alan? I watched Vince cross jump Barsha last year while being a lap down in person. I like the privateer interviews Weege does on Saturday morning for Outdoors. Talk to those dudes and get their stories. Good press for them. And lets us become fans. Oh no, I don't know if I can. I don't know, because it's more just what do you want me to tweet and stuff. Like, I would like to do more. Ask Cooksey why he hates Mathis. I don't have any opinion. I don't have any opinion about Cooksey. I don't know anything about Cooksey. I've never spoken to Cooksey, so I cannot speak on Cooksey, but I can speak vaguely about some other people that I have had experience with. And I will just say that the media circle, especially the smaller media circle, is extremely strange. And it feels like everybody's rooting against everybody else. And it's so odd. It's very odd. I have had some really weird interactions with other smaller, I say smaller as in like not Racer X, not Swap Moto, not whatever. Very odd energy from other smaller like podcast type of things. It's so weird. So why does one media person hate the other? Man, I wish I could tell you, because it's so stupid. I literally don't understand. Like, I literally just got here and I've already had people be weird to me, and I'm like, I am nobody to be threatening you or to be feared or whatever. It's so weird. I do not understand, man. I don't even understand the people that I've barely contact with, let alone the rest of them. You know what I mean? It's weird. Ask the hard-hitting questions. Corner Cooper Webb mob style and don't let him blame the bike. God. I like the mean tweets read Jimmy Fallon does when the celebrities read the tweets or comments on their posts. That'd be interesting, but I don't know if people would be down on it. I will try. You need to know what those high digit guys can bring. I will go up and ask them. I just don't want to give you guys the same thing where people say, like, oh, I've been flying at the test track, my Mad Parts Kawasaki's running really good. My mechanics got it real tuned up. Like, I don't know how to do better than that. You know what I mean? Or how to get them to give me more than that, I guess. Do you know why Pingree and Mathis don't like each other? No idea, Tim. Probably political. Probably political. I feel like Ping strikes me as the kind of person to not like people that are not perfectly politically aligned with him. But again, I don't know. I've never met David Pingree. Never spoken to him. I couldn't tell you anything at all. You know what I mean? You're the chillest. By the way, is it Jesus or Jesus? Ochoa, thank you. Watch the replay. Slater. Oh, you guys are talking Olympic stuff? Man. This is not the first time a new bike like the KTM has been a step backwards. Oh yeah, in the first year it normally is. Like, let's be honest, Greg. The first year any bike is going to be a step back in some respects just because they're not comfortable with it yet. PMT, which is the #1 sports podcast, actually reads some of his own mean tweets about an athlete. 2 athletes on the show. I've already had one very negative interaction with one rider because I made a joke at their expense. So I think I'm going to tread lightly in the moment. Too many people hating guys in the media, it's silly. And if you're rooting for media haters, you're just silly and have too much time. Mathis does so much for the sport, and I'm glad to have all the media. And that's the thing, is you have all of it. You have all the media, man. There's so much media out there. You just pick what you like. That's it. You pick what you like. I've listened to Gypsy Tales. It's not for me. There's nothing wrong with the guy or his interviews. I occasionally will turn on one of his interviews if it's a particular guest or topic that I really enjoy. But I don't like the one-on-one interview style. I think what makes Pulp really unique and cool, and one of the reasons why I was interested in getting involved, is they are all dedicated to their characters. And I'm not saying that they're fake or anything, but like Weege, the extreme couponer, Steve, the unapologetic, never wrong, even when he says things that are undeniably wrong, he will never apologize about it. JT hating everything that Steve is. Kiefer being apparently just Quagmire from Family Guy, but he rides a dirt bike. Like, the core group of people that are in the PulpMX are committed to their character, and the interactions they have with each other are incredibly genuine, and that's why people like it, and that's why I like it. But that's not for everybody. I don't know. I've tried, is it 447 with Emig and Carmichael? I watched a couple episodes, not for me. I like and respect both of those guys very much, but I didn't like their chemistry. It's just really hard to, I don't know. God forbid we have so many choices out here, you know? Did you know there's an MX track on the North Shore? I did not know. A real fact that would be cool to know for the 15 to 30 guys would be how their previous week went. That's the one thing, Tiller, that kills me. Yo, Reference, thanks for being here late with me. But that's the one thing, Tiller, that kills me is how do these people not update on social media? How do you not for your sponsors? How do you not for some sense of like, even if it's just an excuse, if you said like, miss the main, got taken out in the LCQ, was riding really good, was running was running 6th in the LCQ. I could see 4th in my sights. They were only like half a rhythm ahead of me. I got cleaned out by so-and-so. We'll pick it back up. And we'll keep on trucking. I just wanted to say thanks to my sponsors, whatever. Next week will be better. That's it. You don't even have to say much. Just something. Give me something. Or if you're like, I had a practice crash and I'm a little sore, beat up, something. Just give me something. That's all I want. I'm one of a kind, not for everyone, but definitely for me. More info on Pulp than every publication combined. It's deep inside stuff. Pulp would be great without Steve. And that's fair. A lot of people don't like Steve, and that's fine. Do you seem to stay in your lane when on the fantasy pod? Just a little timid. Yeah, Steak, and like, whatever. Like, I always feel weird airing it out, but like, there's nothing weird. There's no weird blood. There's nothing like that. I'm not one of them. Those 4 guys on the pod have been best friends for over 10 years. I'm not one of them. I don't say considerably. I'm probably considerably younger than them. I am new to the sport. I don't have the credentials like they do. I have never been an aspiring professional rider or mechanic or whatever. Like, I am not one of them. I am one of you. And I have the privilege of working with them and being involved with them, but I will always be one of you. Because that's the background I came from, of being a fan that just happened to know how to make a video and really like numbers. So, yeah, so like I would, it's going to take a long time, if ever, that I'm ever going to have the rapport that the other 4 guys have. And hopefully someday I can, but I don't feel comfortable like, busting their balls as hard as they do to each other, because I don't know them like that. And I don't know if they would be okay with that, if that makes sense. How do you not like Fro and Ricky talking? I like listening to both of them talk. I just didn't think either of their podcasts were worth my hour when there were so many other podcasts and shows and movies and video games and whatever that also demanded my attention, Did Honda change the bike at all? I have no idea. I recall Kenny saying how comfortable the bike was from last year. I know something, Austin, about the triple clamps, but I don't know beyond that. I just know that there was something triple clamps. Shimoda 23 champion finds aggression. Zach, I'm disappointed because Joe is one of my one of my favorite riders today, and he's definitely taking a step backwards, and it's sad. I definitely hope to talk to him when I go in the pits. I want to talk to him because I think he is a very genuine human being. But also, what did they do the 7 days between each race? Have they been able to ride? Yeah, what are their day jobs? Yeah, I think that's fair. Your Bradshaw and Stanton. Me? That wasn't me. I didn't do that. Maybe you could do some more Privateer Island shows with those guys. I love those interviews. I would like to do more, Travis. Right now, I don't want to get too busy. I'm a very ambitious person. I don't know if anybody else can like relate with this, where when I get into a little bit, I want to get into a lot more. And I'm trying to pace myself with my workload now, because there's a lot of, I'm like, oh, I could do this project and I would love to do these kind of videos and I would love to do this. But right now, I have a clear-cut goal for this year. I'm doing the Pulp Show edits for YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. I'm doing a fantasy video a week, and I'm doing the social media for the things, and I like that. And I want to do more, but I don't want to run before I can walk. I have a lot. I am now officially a full-time motocross content creator. And I just don't want to get in over my head and burn myself out or be so busy that I'm starting to neglect things. You know what I mean? Has Steve ever offered to have you come in? He is not air due, and I don't expect him to, because if I was maybe in the area, I could sit in. But I'm not going to draw, and that's important for them, is having somebody that's going to draw. People will tune in to hear Villapoto. Like, somebody that doesn't listen every week probably tuned in to hear Villapoto and Weimer, or Blair the week before, or who is going to be this week that I can't tell you guys. But nobody is going to tune in to hear me talk. You guys might, but you guys are probably watching that show anyway, You're doing a killer job. I don't miss one. I appreciate it, Travis. Thank you guys so much. It really means a lot. I like Steve, but I think him calling you different names and the way he says it. Tim, it doesn't bother me at all, but because he literally does it. It's not a gag. He will literally text me and with a different name every time, and it's whatever. I don't mind it, but it is what it is. Hey, I don't get it nearly as bad as Darkside gets it, so I'm fine. I'm fine with it. That the whole fantasy crew recognize you and your potential. Yes, and your name, I know it's Steak Farm, but the S, I'm like Skate Farm because because you guys remember Street Skater, the PS1 game? Anyway, Steak Farm. The second week in 2020 in St. Louis, I had been doing this for 2 weeks. I made 3 videos, how to play, and then Anaheim and St. Louis. And Dan Truman literally messaged me and said, hey, here's my number, text me. When you come to the race, find me, find Chad Reed's booth, and like find me. I want to talk to you. And he invited me into Chad Reed's enclosure. Like I didn't go into the trailer, but like into the enclosure. And like I was standing next to Chad Reed, just standing next to him. It was just, I don't know. It was like Dan went to bat for me very early. Steve's always been cool. Paul, was the second one to just be like, hey, here's my phone number. If you ever need anything, let me know. He's offered to come onto this show when it's East Coast. But I was like, I don't really do guests, but I appreciate it. And he was like, well, I don't really know what you do, but if you need it, I would do it. And I was like, I thank you. So Gypsy just interrupts his guests too often. He won't let them talk. It's hard. I will say, Ben, because I'll see, I know that's a criticism of Steve sometimes, but I will just say, as somebody, like when I do this, I talk to nobody. There's nobody to interrupt me. I get to control the conversation. It is sometimes difficult to forget that you're not always in control of the conversation. So I always try to give them a free pass on that. If it's too much, it's obviously a problem. That was my computer. If you heard a sound, that was my computer making that sound. Oh, Ricky Johnson. Of course, Daniel. Too old for my generation, but I of course know and respect him. I'll get you a deal on a T-bone or a tomahawk. No way, Steak Farm. What kind of deals are we talking? Give me the deals. I think Mumphy had a... Oh, yeah. Mumford, something about his arm. I didn't hear beyond that. I wish teams like that would be more... I get it. On one hand, I get it. It is not Carson or his team manager's first thought to run the Instagram to update. But I also am like, how hard would it be to just say, hey, Mumphy had a bad night. We're getting x-rays tomorrow. Or something. I don't think that'd be that bad. How'd Paul do this week? Will handicaps be out early? Jay, that's a good point. Let's go and look. Leagues. By the way, you can look at the admins league even if you're not a member. You can view it. So if you ever want, you can come down here to leagues and filter by name and find it. And this will show you all of us. Paul did not have a good time. So no. Nope, not at all. Missed both FFLs. Freddie missed double points, so no. Mookie more consistent this year for top fives. I say he's on the box more next year and a championship contender. I don't think he'll ever be a championship contender, Zach. Unfortunately, like I'm a big Mookie fan, but I don't know if he'll ever make that step. He's also a lot older than we remember, you know? It's not like I don't know, maybe because he made his 450 debut in 2017. So this is his 6th season. I don't think that he has enough left in his tank to make those steps versus the incoming crop of 250 contenders. Like if Craig, Nichols, Cooper, Jet, like those guys that are going to be up in the next few years, I don't know if he can hold those off too. You know what I mean? I just found this channel. Does this channel focus mostly on fantasy? Nothing more boring than fantasy sports talk. No, Doobie. I run a fantasy thing, so we do talk about fantasy, but the channel as a whole, no. Motocross first and a little bit of fantasy thrown in. How many mains has Lionsmith made? I want to say just one, but let me go and look. I want to say he made one before. No, first one. Oh, he made a 250. He did 250 futures. That's what I saw. No, this was Wyatt Lyonsmith's first indoor. He did 4 outdoors last year, but it looks like he didn't score any points. No points. The AMA should get the injury report. NASCAR gets the information as they walk out of the medical center. That's true, Brandon. That's true. My first race ever was watching Johnson hit the jump, and I was hooked for life. I love that for you. Do you guys remember what was your first race that you remember watching? TV, live, whatever. I watched San Jose, 1993 San Jose Supercross. I found this VHS tape in my dad's cabinet of tapes. There were no boobs, unfortunately. And it was a blank tape, and it just had a piece of painter's tape on it. And it said Tony's tape. It just said Tony's tape. And I put in Tony's tape, and it was just like a 6-hour block of ESPN. It had Motor World, just like a bunch of Motor World segments. It had 2 flat track. I remember it had one of the mile flat tracks, 1993 Ricky Graham, and it had a half mile 1993 that Chris Carr won. And then it had, I think, San Jose 93. McGrath was running 15. He won. Doug Henry slid out coming around the corner after the finish line. Guy Cooper had a massive pile up. I remember watching that race over and over and over and over, like so many times. That was my first Supercross race that I ever watched. Did anyone else catch Anderson thank his wife? I didn't hear it, no. Did he get secretly married, or was that just a huge slip of the tongue? I don't know. That's wild. Dirt Shark Monsters Girl. John, I haven't watched it. I probably won't. I don't have enough time. That's a weird, like, I don't have enough time to dedicate to it, I guess. I don't have the power of bets or Steve deals. I thought it was a catchy handle because of the State Farm thing, and growing up on a farm, I kind of liked it. It's a good one. It's a good one, State Farm. I like it. Steel City 90. My dad took us to RJ and got his autograph. I was 6. That's so cool, Al. That's super cool. I was like, what is this? I remember I loved McGrath because in that block that I had, in that block of Motor World that I had, there was an interview with Jeremy and I guess Skip. I don't remember, but there was a guy next to him, and they were just talking about like his success, and he was just so cool. Like, even just McGrath talking, even as a rookie, he was just so cool. I just loved it, man. Someone was saying they were engaged within 2 weeks of meeting. Whatever, man. Good for them, I guess. Do you think Fantasy Moto will ever get as organized as fantasy football? No, Steak, I think the biggest thing is that motorsports has a disadvantage because we can never do the format that fantasy team sports have of like drafting players and doing that. Like, don't get me wrong, I've done that. Before Pulp even existed, I ran a homebrew league with my friends. There were 6 of us. We all drafted 8 riders, 12 riders, 4 from each class. Every week you pick and start 2. So it was a lot of fun. I remember the 2018 year being like, who's the number 1 pick? And obviously it was Eli Tomac, but I think Roczen might have been 2. I remember I got Anderson with like the 4th or 5th pick, and he obviously won the title that year. And it was a lot of fun to do, but it's not very fun because there's not a lot of like, oh, who do I start this week? Because you obviously just start the best 2 guys you have. That's it. Like, you start the best 2 guys you have. And picking weekly will never have as... I like doing it, but picking weekly will never have the same as doing a preseason draft and all the fun that comes with that, you know? 500cc with the streamers on the helm. Oh, man. Oh, Ben. I feel it. The streamers on the helmet. You guys remember the fin on the helmet? I kind of missed that. I had letters published in MXA when I was riding minis. Greg, that's awesome. That's so cool. I posted up a picture of... I'll have to ask again on Twitter. I posted up a picture of my first bike. It was... the picture was actually from my second race. I won my second race. I raced a lot of flat track as a kid. I didn't do a lot of moto until I was an adult. But I want to ask the riders about their first race. Like, do you guys remember your first race? Because I feel like most of you guys do. But like, do the riders, after all of the race and all of the success, do they still remember like that first race? Do they have like just a hint of it? Absolute remember. Yeah, I broke my arm my first race. I won my second, but I broke my arm. I was leading the state champion though, not because I was good. I just didn't know what I was doing. So I wasn't very good at slowing down. So I was really fast. But I obviously didn't hold on. So it was bad. It was bad. Broke your frame in practice. Wow. Is that red plate you're giving? Brandon, I'm not telling you nothing. You'll get it. I should have it in hand next week. You guys will know. You guys will know by next weekend what is the February giveaway plate. And I have another one lined up. I've talked to a team directly. Not Steve's not involved. I've talked to a team directly about getting a plate. They're going to give me one. And then when I go to St. Louis and Indy, hopefully I can grab a couple plates while I'm there so that my goal is, and it doesn't have to be a plate every weekend. The plates are just pretty easy to get. And I want to have a giveaway every month, even when there's no fantasy. Like, even when there's no cheat sheets or anything to do, we'll still have that. It's February. Well, I don't want to say it until I have it in hand, Steak, just in case, like, I don't know, it gets lost in the mail or something, and I can't use that when I have to come up with something else. So you guys will know soon, very soon. And then hopefully I'll have marches before the start of the month. It'll be easier that way. But I'm going to get off of here. It is 2:38 in the morning, Ohio time. I'm tired. I know RotoWife is probably tired because I'm loud. My voice projects, and I'm very loud. So there's no way she's sleeping while I'm talking. So I appreciate you guys so much for being here. As always, there's a link pinned to the top over here somewhere. Subscribe to the Patreon if you don't already. $5 supports me, helps me to make these absolute free, unsponsored live streams I do here, live shows after the race, but it also gets you an entry to win a race use autographed number plate like this one. There's also, you can get access to the Discord where we do a ton of fantasy talk. Today there was so much fantasy talk leading up to the race and during the race and everything like that. Enhanced cheat sheets. I do a podcast every week just for those. And then, before we go, I almost forgot. The RotoMoto website is back up and running, and there is something new in the store for you. It's right here. This is the last thing I want to do before we say goodbye. Here is the Patreon exclusive Factory Backer t-shirt. It is the Roto 22 Factory Backer t-shirt. The only way to get this is to be a Factory Backer on Patreon. Or if you really want to, you can buy it for $99.99. Don't do that though. You can just subscribe to Patreon for $20 and then get this for free. But if you really wanted to buy it, you could technically buy it. This is just how I had to set up the store. But it's obviously a pun on the ESPN2 logo. That was what I grew up watching motocross on, was on ESPN2, and this was the logo that they had. And when the fact that it was 22, the year is 22, I thought making a ESPN2 inspired shirt for the Roto Patreon would be a cool thing to have. So this will be this will be the only year to get it. It's not going to be something you get forever. Next year we'll have a whole new shirt. Assuming that I get to keep doing this longer than this 1 year. If I buy the $99.99 one, can I get a hat? Brandon, look, we'll talk about it, all right? We'll talk about it. I don't know. We're still pushing it. We'll talk about it. But anyway, so I wanted to do this reveal before I forgot. If you are already a factory backer on Patreon, I will make a post about it. But all you have to do is message me. I will message you or you message me. I will give you a one-time use promo code to make this 1 penny instead of $100. And then you can do it. So it'll be no problem. See y'all. Little Mrs. birthday next weekend. Getting her a massage and facial and nails on Saturday so I can catch quality. Hell yeah. PulpMX sweet. Thank you. I will talk to Steve. I know that having it be 3D, if you guys know what I'm talking about, like a baseball, like an MLB hat, is what makes it extra pricey. I don't know if RotoMoto or one of the places that he uses can do embroidery, even basic, because maybe he can do hats. I'll find out. I'll let you guys know. But anyway, I am logging off for sure. But yeah, subscribe to the Patreon if you want. Link is up at the top, up here. It's clickable up at the top. Factory backers include a t-shirt. Boom, done. As soon as the first month is over, I will send you info to get the t-shirt. But thanks as always for watching RotoMoto. Have a good rest of your weekend. And like I said, be sure to watch the videos, like and comment on them this week. The next 5 videos on the Roto channel are going to be sponsored. Brand new sponsor. I would love it if you support it so that they might want to work with me more than 5. But yeah, thank you guys. Take care. Have a good weekend. Dawson, I did not watch it. I'm sorry. Bye. See you guys.